The Tangent Egg podcast is aimed at a mature audience. It contains themes that are not appropriate for all listeners. It's important to note that we are not experts. We routinely have no idea what we're talking about and are just three idiots sitting around a table. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Tangent Egg Podcast. I'm Seth, and as always with me are Swoosh and John Doe.
Hi.
Hello.
Right, so since I get to pick the order of stuff getting talked about, I'm starting with the two things I want to rant about books.
Double rant.
So, first one, I'm going to start with the smaller one, which is I recently finished reading Cyber Dreams, which is a sci-fi novel series. I think we actually did we do the first book as one of the book club books?
I don't remember.
I think it might have been.
I don't think
that'll be forced on each other at some point.
I don't. Have you read it, Swoosh?
Yeah.
I've read the first one. I haven't read the rest.
Then possibly.
Point is, good series of books. The thing is, the last book kind of, like, it has a conclusion, and then it's like, oh wait, there's still 5 hours of book left.
Yeah.
And then it has to kind of resuscitate the story to try and create this conclusion. And it's not unsatisfying as an ending, but it's like, I already kind of crescendoed.
Yeah.
And, like, I find it happens in like, a lot of long-run novels or something where I'm not saying the writer gives up or anything, but they might be running out of some ideas. They sort of like, okay, that's the end of my ideas, but the story's not done, so I gotta kind of, like, kick it in the ass one more time to get it over the line.
Yeah, well, I still have a lot of loose threads, and I haven't been able to end them off in the story. Shit.
So, it's not too bad, but, like, it is annoying, and I've seen it happen a few times now. It might just be the type of books and authors I'm attracted to that just, for some reason, do this. But it's kind of a pet peeve when I see it happen, because it's like, you've got such a good story, and it was going such a good pace, and then you ended, and then go, yeah, a little dribble more.
It's that little death gurgle. It's not fun.
Yeah, and the thing is, the death gurgle doesn't have to be bad content. It's just, you didn't keep the pace to connect the two pieces.
Yeah.
You let the breath out too early, and then you've got to take another big one in just to get this last little bit overdone.
Yeah. But, all in all, 6 books is not a bad series. Like, 6 books, it's actually done.
Pretty solid.
6 books, and I'm being shitty about the way it connects the first 10 hours to the last 5 hours of the last book. I'm not even bitching about the content, it's just the connecting bit.
Yeah.
But would recommend. Good series. I've now finished it. It's pretty fun. Now, second, the thing I was originally going to talk about before we started recording, these guys mentioned this. I actually finished reading a book I mentioned to you guys ages ago when we were trying to decide between two. We're going to do Jade City or Playground.
Yeah.
I've since read Playground.
Oh, that was the horror one, I think?
Yes. The one where it's you get $1,000 up front and $2,000 more if your kid comes to this place and plays on a playground.
Oh, that's right. How was it?
Because it's a horror novel, it's like, that's a setup.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they really had on a hat the main villain, which is really weird because the villain, it's not that hard to set up what's actually villainous about the character. The broad strokes is the main female character can't have kids, resents other people who can have kids, so decides to do this whole thing where she essentially murders kids in front of their parents.
Oh.
It's like, cool, that's it, done. You don't need to make the villain any more villainous than that.
Yeah.
But for some reason, this author, I don't, like, I'm not going to describe any of the stuff that happens because this podcast already runs close to the edge of what YouTube will let be on YouTube. But to suffice to say, it feels like there's an awful lot of messed up sexual stuff that's tied up just with the main villain to make them a villain.
So it serves no purpose as opposed to make them more villainous.
Yeah, it never comes up in the story in any meaningful way, and I'm really fucking glad of that, having read what the author wrote. But it really just seems to be like, this character's super messed up. I already know that. They're murdering children.
Yeah.
You hadn't had in your fucking villain.
At least they didn't try to make him like humanize him. Say, no, they're not really a bad person.
Oh no! The female villain for this is just horrible all the way through. Again, even without the weird sexual stuff.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like, outside of trying to gross out a reader, that's the only reason I can think it's in there. And in the unnecessary level of detail that it is. But I'm sorry, I've read a lot of horror novels and watched a lot of horror movies. You're going to have to try harder than that.
Yeah.
But please don't. It was just unnecessary. And it was just like, why? Can we skip this? Is it going to be important? I've read the whole book now. It's not. If you ever read it, there's like 2 chapters you could just fucking skip. Because they don't mean anything to the plot at all. They're basically worthless.
That is good to know.
But the rest of the book's not bad. I don't think the author necessarily understands how snakes and ants work, but they're not bad. They have so they have, you know what, screw it. I'm going to spoil the trap. Like, they do a Saw trap type thing where it's always like, follow the rules and you'll get through.
It's like Saw, but for kids.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not for kids, but it's more like Saw with kids. The first room they're in, so they go down a giant slide that's cut razor blades on it, designed to create small cuts in them, which seemed like a weird way to start it out.
Yeah.
Then they have to hide under baseball pitching machines that are shooting baseballs. They just have to crawl under it. They get to a pit that's full of balls and like that sort of like slanted foot pad thing you sort of jump up.
Yeah.
They got one of those up to a dude who's I think they say it's a mannequin. In a suit with a soccer ball for a head and a knife taped to his hand. And the idea is they need to stab the knife into the head of the mannequin, and if they do so, they let out a bunch of fire ants. But there's the key to their exit in there.
Yeah.
Long story short, they end up getting the mannequin off of the ball pit. Side note, the ball pit's actually full of salt. Which was the point in giving them all the little cuts. So if they fell in the ball pit, it would be more effective.
Oh, that sucks.
But like when they stab the ball and find out it's full of fire ants, they take the key out and throw the mannequin into the ball pit. And then the kids are freaking out because the ants are coming to get them. I'm sorry, fire ants don't hunt people like that.
Yeah.
It's just like, dude,
it's in a ball. That's a finite amount of fire ants.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how many kids are there, but some like heavy duty stomping.
At that point, I think there's 6. I think. What was the one after that? Oh, there was a monkey bars one, but they get told how to skip it, which was supposed to be they try and use the monkey bars to cover in grease, they fall into a pit and die. They had another set of slides which had blades coming up out of them. But if you timed it right, you could slide down it, which was a bizarre one because like a bunch of the kids go down and they're fine. And then randomly one of the kids gets told by his dad over the microphone that he needs to be lethal and just use one of the kids as a sled to keep himself safe from the buzzsaws. It's just like, why? They figured out the timing. They've nailed it like 4 times. There's no need for you to do this.
What the hell, man?
It's not like the first time where they're not sure if they've got the timing. And so this guy does this horrific thing. It's just like, sure, fuck it, whatever. We've already figured out the timing, but I'm still going to be a dick.
Wow.
They had one... I skipped over one. They had a hopscotch thing, which is out over a void. And periodically, a giant blender grinds up an entire cow and shoots all its guts over the hopscotch path. So you need to get across without getting blown off it by
Cow bits.
Wow. Weaponized hamburger.
There was one of the merry-go-round things. You got to hold onto them, and it's over a pool of acid. There was a seesaw where you have to push the other person up high enough that it counts as one rotation of the seesaw, but not too high, otherwise they go into a fan blade. And the last one was just ringing a bell by climbing a rope. But like that's like a tiny amount of this fucking book.
Yeah.
Is all of the interesting, like, how do the kids solve the puzzle trap things? I'm not saying you want to hurt kids, but like that's the most interesting bit of this concept is kids on a murder playground. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, it is the entire concept of it. Just kids on murder.
Yeah.
Go.
But like so much of it's all the, like I said, there's like 2 whole chapters devoted to this weird sex stuff.
Yeah.
Just the parents begging to be let out when it's like, you're clearly not going to get let out. She's evil.
But even like $1,000 for your kid to play in a playground, you get an extra $2,000 if they make it out. Like
that's a red flag.
Like that's $3,000 to end up with a dead kid, and a lot more fucking questions after.
Oh, I mean, the implication is actually like that was the bait. They were never going to get the money. They would be killed before they left.
But
yeah,
for an offer like that, you'd be looking at a parent going, "That sounds dodgy." Like,
yeah.
Well, the implication is that everyone who turned up are like low income people.
Like
so, like $3,000 could actually heavily that could majorly stabilize them. And I mean, like when they get there, she ups it to $4,000. So it's like, yeah, these people are fucking locked in. But yeah, look, it's an okay book. I've read better horror novels. I've read worse horror novels. If they just took out that sex stuff, it wouldn't be a bad read.
Yeah.
But I would have a hard time recommending to anyone simply because of that. Because I would absolutely expect a lot of people to hit those 2 chapters and just fucking note the book.
Yeah, that makes sense. But
yeah, it's just like I wanted to talk about it because it's so unnecessary. And I don't understand why it gets done. And, like, I swear to God, the author must have some weird hang-ups because...
You know, that reminds me of like the original version of It by Stephen King. Like the book version.
Oh, the one where they have to have an underage orgy to kill it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like just out of fucking left field. Like, why? Why is this here?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Having read this book, I'm like, man, can we get Stray Cat Strut back in here? I mean, the actually, unnecessary sex scenes in that were at least like consensual.
Speaking of Stray Cat Strut, book 6 is up for pre-order.
Oh, nice.
Oh, brilliant. When's it drop?
15th July. It's still a little ways off, but worth it.
I mean, I'm still looking forward to reading it. Hell yeah. So that was my 2 little weird book rants. That's it. I'm getting sick of these weird half endings before the real ending, and like, what the fuck happened in this fucking horror novel?
You're basically running it into the written version of, remember the last Lord of the Rings movie? Like how it was like an extra hour was like basically after everything had happened. It's like, this is the 7th ending. Please let me leave. I need to pee. Kinda.
At least in the Lord of the Rings, it's
good.
It makes a little bit more sense, and it's good.
Yeah,
I'm more talking. It's more like if you got to the end of Star Wars and you're in Return of the Jedi. Lando's gone in and blown up the Death Star. We're like, yeah, we killed the Death Star. Now let's go kill the 3rd one. Why? Why are we doing that? You just blew... What? Where did this 3rd one come from? What are we doing?
What's happened? What's going on?
It might be cool to go blow up the 3rd Death Star, but, like, why? That's more what I'm talking about. It's just like, it's an ending. It has an actual, like, everyone's alive, everyone's got away... It's okay. but we still want to tell a little more stories, so fuck you.
Yeah.
Second ending coming.
It's like The Simpsons. It just won't go away.
I mean, yeah, that show... I can't imagine TV without that show. Not that I watch it anymore.
No.
Yeah.
It's just a weird thing that if it ever went away to be like, really? Huh. That's an era dead.
It's a weird constant for our entire generation, I think.
Yeah. I watched it pretty religiously as a kid.
Mm.
Speaking of things I watched a lot as a kid, they're doing a sequel to Gremlins.
I am keen. I love Gremlins. I love it so very much.
But like you said before, puppets only. I can guarantee they're going to try and do some of it fucking CG and it'll be fucking terrible. It works because it's puppets.
Yes.
I want...
Yes.
I want it to be R18 rated, though. I know it will never happen, but I really want an R18 rated Gremlins.
I don't know. Gremlins kind of fits into this really sort of functional, like, I don't know, M15 plus sort of area. Where it's like, I don't necessarily want it to go full R where they're like murdering the fuck out of people. I definitely want it to be able to hurt people.
Yeah, there has to be repercussions for the fucking Gremlins. Like, you look at some of the other movies and, like, people get fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
And people get knives thrown at them and shit.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it needs to be a bloodless film, but I feel like if you push it to an R18, that's basically arguing for, you know, a gremlin running around with a severed head.
Yeah.
I feel like that's too much for Gremlins. Pull it back to M15, and I think we're in a good place. They can hurt people and be dangerous, but they're not necessarily a pack of murder hobos.
That'd be good. But I would like to see a return of the creature feature. Because, like, imagine getting Critters back. Or something like that. If Gremlins goes well, we could see Critters or any of those other, like, old...
Speaking of creature features, though, we just saw one, and it was good.
That's true. It was a really good movie.
We went and saw Death of a Unicorn.
Yeah. I love that movie.
Yeah, that movie was really good. Especially if you like creature features.
Yeah. I love there's like one or two references to aliens in it, and I'm like, I like this.
Yeah, there are. Like, super cliff notes, because, like, screw you if you didn't figure this out in this movie about 2 seconds in, it's a creature feature. Yeah. They kill a unicorn, and its parents aren't happy about it. Continue movie. But it's really fun. All of the really douchebag characters get their individual comeuppance. Yeah, it's a fun movie. If you like the big monster you kind of get, like, straight away, and it's just how does it go about murdering them, yeah, it's a good film.
That's what I loved about it, the fact that it's straight to the point of, like, you know why it's coming, you know what's coming, get pumped, watch this happen.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same. It's exactly the same when, you know, oh, what are we going to watch? Well, we're going to go watch Dracula. Well, I bet there's a vampire somewhere.
Yeah.
What do you think the villain will be?
That's the beauty of the creature feature movie.
Yeah.
You know what you're going in to watch, and you're just watching to see how fun time it has doing the thing it's going to do.
Yeah. Which is why I loved Gremlins and Critters so much as a kid.
That's why I would have loved a series, like, a short series of Cabin in the Woods. Just like, what's the next monster going to be?
I would enjoy a series
like
of that.
45-minute episodes of, like, Monster of the Week. Where the monster always wins.
So it's called Tales from the Crypt. They already did it.
They want a new one. With fancy graphics.
I mean, they also did the Midnight Society and Goosebumps.
I did always enjoy those, like, shows. They were great. I would honestly really enjoy just an adult version of that. Like,
I mean, I feel like that's kind of Love, Death, and Robots.
Yeah, pretty much. Love, Death, and Robots and Black Mirror, to an extent. I guess. Right, there's a new season of that. I need to watch that.
And of course, at the same time, they announced that they confirmed the new Gremlins. They confirmed that they're working on a Beetlejuice sequel to do the third one, Which, if it's not just called Beetlejuice, I mean, what the fuck is the point?
Yeah.
I will be very disappointed if it's not. But I'm keen for both of those. They make me happy. It means that Warner Brothers might do some good.
Maybe.
I'm not holding out hope, but...
We can dream. It's,
I mean, currently they're in a fight with the estate of the guy who wrote ER.
Oh, they right? Really? I didn't see
that. So it all basically... So, a show I probably mentioned on this show before, recently that it finished airing, was The Pit. It's a really good show about an emergency room in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So that came about because the WB was trying to negotiate with the widow of the guy who wrote ER to do an ER revival, because in his contract when he wrote ER is that he put in a freeze so that the company could not make any adaptation sequels or spin-offs of ER without his approval. His powers, of course, transferred to the widow. So she says they lowballed her. They say she wants too much money. So they decided not to do the revival of ER. And then they went and made The Pit.
Okay.
The widow is now suing, basically going, no, this is a remake of ER. What are you doing?
I mean, she has a point, but at the same time, like,
one of the big complicating things, though, is the guy who played the main character on ER is playing the main character in The Pit, and they're basically the same.
Oh, okay, yeah. So they didn't.
So at the end of ER, his main character. Oh, it's way different than ER. It's not even the same kind of show, other than the fact that it's in an emergency room.
It doesn't even have George Clooney. Jeez.
But the at the end of ER, the main character in that he played became very jaded about medicine, and it's like, are we even actually saving people? And all this kind of shit. And then what's his character in The Pit? Probably that character plus 30 years, who's still kind of like, maybe I should just jump off this fucking building.
Okay.
It's a really good show. Still suggest everyone go watch The Pit. It's fantastic. But, yeah, there is this legal thing. And the thing I think is annoying, like not annoying, that's weird, is that she really wants a creator's credit for her husband. He didn't create this show. It would be based on.
Yeah.
But a creator's credit gets paid better.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying she's doing it for the money, but like, I don't know what's going on. I don't have all the info. It's just gone through, like the WB tried to throw an anti-slap suit back at it. The court's gone, nope, we're going to go to full, we're going to proceed forward with this. So, more stuff will come out after that for them to actually prove that, it is an ER remake, not just an ER doctor's thing. Because there is a law that says you can't activate something like that against your generic things that would be required to build that sort of show. So, like, you can't go, oh, it's in an ER, thusly it is mine to be shitty with. It has that, an ER is just a place doctors can be. So, if you do a doctor show in an ER, you're not ripping off ER. It's just a free-to-use building block of a setting.
Isn't ER like emergency room? Thing. Like, that's just the emergency part of, like, in Australia, it'd be the CAS ward. Or casualty, whatever it is.
Yeah. But like I said, it's more about, like, those are generic building blocks. If you want to set a story in those, you're not ripping anything off. You have to have specifics. And so now the big push will be, you need to prove that The Pit is specifically an ER ripoff, not just has some similarities.
That's going to be a difficult thing to prove, but let's see how this shakes.
It's on them now, so... But yeah, that's happening to The Pit. Still highly recommend watching it. It's very good.
Watch it while you can, just in case.
It was very compelling, I'm saying. Like, I haven't been, like, pulled through a show that well And like there is a bit where my housemate warned me that it was it's gonna get you kind of emotionally in this one spot. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. And when it hit, and I went to my housemate and went, "Was this the thing you were talking about?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Dude, that was fucking rough."
Oh, why do I want to watch this more now?
Knowing that there's one bit that's gonna be like, you're gonna feel this one.
There is a part in this that will devastate you. I'm fucking in.
There's going to be a moment, and it's going to feel really weird where that cold lump in your chest is going to beat, and it's going to feel strange.
So I can actually feel feelings again. Excellent, let's do that.
So I purposefully told the guys that this was a thing on the docket today, but I did not explain anything about it for the purpose of explaining to them while we're recording. For once, I remembered to shut the fuck up and do the funny bit while we're recording. Sperm racing's coming to Los Angeles.
No. No, it's not. No, you're wrong.
Does that mean they can outcall hookers jockeys?
Yes.
No,
it does.
Because there's no female involved here.
Oh, that's somehow
basically what they're doing is they're setting up. Essentially, they're calling it a track because, of course, they are. And they're using the various hormones and things that attract sperm to go where they need to. And essentially, they want to put a dollop of sperm at one end and have all the hormone trails to take it where it needs to do, and first sperm across the line with. And they'll have two of them running at a time.
You know what this sounds like? An old summer movie of a bunch of college kids who work in the genealogy department who we need to make some money. What do we do? Sperm racing. And just build a track in the basement and start selling tickets.
It's like a bad spin-off to a Porky's movie or something like that.
I'm guaranteeing that's where this has come from. And now they've graduated. What the fuck what do we do? How do we prove our thesis? Guys, sperm racing.
Son of a bitch, I'm in.
It's a sequel no one wanted.
I can see it in my head. It's the thing where they do it in college, and then they stop because it was just a dumb college thing. Yeah. And randomly one of them gets into debt, and he's like, "Bro, I'm like 100K in the hole. I have to do something to win. Sperm racing." Fuck. The 90s would have totally greenlit that movie.
Oh, fucking oath.
It would have debuted the same day as Biodome. I guaranteed.
No, if it had rollerblades.
Sure.
But yeah, that's what they're doing. Essentially, track, hormones the guide, and then blobs the sperm.
Is there a reason for this other than betting on it if it exists as a betting thing?
How are they going to write little numbers on the sides?
No. The idea is you have one track and a second track, and the tracks are versing each other.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So first one to the end.
But it's just track. Across the line, because there's no egg involved.
Yeah, sure.
It's just my brain just went, "What is this?" Then I read what it is, and I'm like, I feel like I understand less.
It wouldn't be as weird, I guess, if it was for science or something, just actual science. But no, this is just sperm racing.
For science.
Yeah, pretty much.
As long as they're writing it down, it'll be science, and then I can work that in my head. It's alright, it's serving some kind of data. Be fine.
What was it, Adam Savage? The difference between science and fucking around is writing down the data.
Exactly.
So I think everyone's got to have seen it on YouTube, on Facebook, on fucking every social media platform. All the Chinese warehouses outing the US brands on how much their shit actually costs to make, and then going, "You want to buy from us?"
Yeah. I'm loving it so much. Honestly, it's devastating to the Americans, so that's fun. But also, I am loving the fact that these guys are just on TikTok or whatever. Going, "Hey, just come over here." Do you want the bag? We'll sell it to you cheap.
They're going through a whole lot of fuck around, but I don't see them finding out too often. Like, they're finding out, but they don't seem to care.
Look, they've been pretty... Like, America's been pretty high on the fuck around scale for a while, and I've been betting that the rest of the world was just going to acclimatize around them and let them cut themselves off. And I think that's what might be happening now. Just, everyone, you know what? Fuck it. Come directly to us, you manufacturing, and ignore these Muppets. And, oh, okay. I'll do that.
$8,000 bag, $500 bag.
Yeah. I do like that it's exposing all the luxury brands at the moment for how much they overcharge.
How much they overcharge and how much the Made in the USA is stamped a logo on it. Cool. That's what we did.
Yeah.
Mm. And all they're really doing is like adding a badge, essentially.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been absolutely hilarious to watch. Unfortunately, I don't buy the sort of products that they're adding right now. Otherwise, it'd be like, haha. But yeah, no one wants to see me in some Lululemons.
I don't know. There's a market for anything out there.
Talk about a horror book.
I'll replace the white whale in your nightmares.
Oh, God.
Do you want to play a game? Here's a video of Seth removing them.
So, Jack Dorsey and Elon Musk would like to delete all IP laws.
Gasp! I would not have known that was their plan.
Man, these two guys whose entire companies are built on strong IP laws.
Yeah. I honestly, it just sounds like they said the quiet part loud again, which is all they're doing. These guys really never know they have lapel mics on sometimes, but then they say it with their full chest anyway, so fuck it.
But, like, it's...
Yeah.
I think they want all IP law removed until it affects them. It's like, no, remove everyone else's IP law. I just want to be able to copy everyone else's shit. Don't touch my shit.
Well, I mean, that's why they want to do it now. It's like they've built their companies and they're already at the top of the pile. Now they're like, no, we don't want competition. If we can get rid of the IP laws, we can copy anything that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pulling the ladder back up behind them in the treehouse kind of thing. So, no, we're up here now. No one else can get in. Fuck all of y'all.
I mean, Musk is quoted as saying, patents are for the weak. As he sits on top of his patented rockets that he uses to make money off the government.
Yeah.
I'm really not enjoying this season in America. Like,
it's horrible.
This
the characters aren't likable at all.
I think the biggest problem now is that it's like, we're 4 months in, and it's just been like down. It's like I'm having trouble mustering the energy anymore.
Yeah. It's like, there's only so much bad news you can take without some sort of uptick. Like, it's just like, this is so fucking depressing now. Just turn it off.
Well, you know what? How about we just finish the other big depressing thing? When, one guy was accidentally deported to El Salvador and the US won't get him back.
Yeah, that's a bit...
I'm not even going to try and say his name. Like, I would probably have to spend, 10-20 minutes just trying to get that down. But yeah, American citizen gets deported to El Salvador, and the US is like, well, he's in El Salvador, we can't do anything about it. And El Salvador is like, well, we don't have an extradition treaty with the United States, so we can't do anything.
The interesting thing is just how bad this is really going back on them, because the Department of Justice is like, no, you have to bring him back. The judges and the courts have said bring him back. And they're now going, the president's open defiance. It's like, nope, I don't need to do that. Goodbye. It's just, okay.
Well, he's just saying, no, we can't. Despite having been told, go do it.
Yeah.
Ask them to give him back. Because they were in a meeting and photographed together. It's like, just give that one guy back. Just that one guy. The running theory on TikTok, which is just all the conspiracy tinfoil hat people, is the guy's gone. Like, this has disappeared, or even if they could get him back, he's been damaged in some way. That they want to hide him.
That wouldn't surprise me. Just, it really fucking wouldn't.
Yeah. But the more, like, the courts push for it, it's one of those things of, you're going to have to show your hand. It's either that or you fight the court.
Well, the more they say, no, we're not doing it, the more this kind of that kind of shit is going to fucking poke its head up. And the more traction it will get. Yeah.
And it's already got a lot of traction thanks to, like, social media in general.
Which is might be why they're doubling down and just being like, no, we can't. It's not that we don't want it, it's that we can't.
We just can't do it. No, it's a legal loophole. He fell through the cracks. He's just not accessible at all.
The fact that he could never access it because, he's...
Yeah. We're not going to say the quiet part loud today. We'll leave that to Elon Musk and his friends.
So, there was what I thought was a very bizarre thing, personally, but apparently Katy Perry and Lauren Sanchez did a space flight.
Yeah,
and, there's all this weird footage of her kissing the ground and shit, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Why is this big?
She was up there for 10 minutes and came back kissing the ground. I was like, okay.
But apparently it was all part of a thing designed to inspire women. What about all the people who are female who work for fucking NASA?
Yeah. Yeah, like all those female astronauts. Like the one that just came back down from the International Space Station after being there for 6 months. But no, they're just getting fired and scrubbed from the history book.
Yeah, which is fucking bizarre.
Yeah. But
I don't mind if, like having celebrities go up, sure, fine, draw some attention, but, like, the big news is that those people went to space, not that there are females in NASA.
Yeah. It's like sleight of hand, in a way. Saying, look at the shiny thing! Look, you like Katy Perry, she's in space now, look at that! Meanwhile, in the background, horrible things are happening.
If they really wanted a fucking news headline, they would have deliberately burned it up halfway back.
Just pop it halfway up.
Ooh.
They almost did that to Big Bird.
True. Although I find it so bizarre that there's regional variants of Big Bird.
Yes.
And some of them are fucking scary.
Some of them are terrifying.
Yeah, they fucking are. Ah.
The Brazilian one,
because Big Bird's already kind of
holy fuck nuts.
That thing looks like it could crush a skull.
Apparently there's a couple of different regional variants of Muppets.
Yeah.
Some of them are just to create better puns for the region. I know that, like, Oscar's got a cousin that I think translates out to garbage or something.
Yes. Oh, wait. That reminds me. Apparently, the Muppets had a thing against Donald Trump years ago. So there's... was it Oscar the Grouch has a cousin called Grump, who is, literally Trump. I have the greatest trash. There's everything. I have to find the video of it again. It was hilarious.
I don't know. I only just recently found out that they used Kermit the Frog and Fozzie Bear to explain the stock market crash.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Thank
you, John on Oliver. That made my day, but, like, what the fuck?
Honestly, I want more horrific things to be explained that way. Like, just another economic crash. Just having the Muppets there to explain it and make you feel better. It's like, or just use them as live reporting. So we now go to the erupting volcano in Hawaii. It just cuts to Kermit the Frog. Hi-ho!
No, an erupting volcano would have to be Gonzo.
That is true.
And all of these are just him running across the screen.
This is why we are horrible people, and I love it.
See, now all I can think of is, like, him running away, and then running past Rizzo and Pepe, who are just sitting in lawn chairs, and he's like, why aren't you running? Look at the lava. It's barely moving.
Oh, I miss the Muppets. I really liked their Office version.
Every time we talk about the Muppets, we talk about how good that Office one is.
I'm sad it went away.
I know. I mean, come on. We actually had some growth for Miss Piggy and Kermit.
Yeah.
Still like that they broke up more than them getting back together by the end of the season, but at least they had some growth.
Very true.
And I mean, come on. They let the actual band be high.
Yeah. That was entertaining. And then they got their own spin-off, which was even more fun.
This is like talking about Bickies. We're gonna get lost in the weeds.
Get lost in the Muppets.
I mean, come on. While we're waiting for Swoosh to come on, me and John Doe ended up having like a 15-minute conversation about the quality of eating noodles dry.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah.
I mean, sometimes...
Side note, Swoosh, if you ever had noodles dry...
Noodles dry? Yeah.
Yeah, dry 2-minute noodles. Fuck yeah.
What's your favorite flavor? Dry.
Dry, I go chicken.
Oh, you're a chicken.
It's 2-1.
Nice.
I can't help that you have poor taste buds, okay? Because beef is the way to go. That is the staple dry. And then you go sub-variety. Then you go your tomato, your oriental. Beef is top tier.
Yeah. Look, it's a battle between beef and chicken.
Yeah. That's why they're the only two that come in 10 packs.
When it comes to nice. When it's beef, I like beef as like a cup of soup as opposed to like with noodles. Don't know why.
That's fair.
It's just hot brown, delicious.
Yeah.
Run out of things.
Fucking noodles.
We had other things, I swear.
Japan's issued a cease and desist order against Google for having installed Chrome on every phone they sell there.
I swear we've talked about this before, but I still can't place it.
Well, we have it when it was going through the American courts that Google was a big enough monopoly that were looking at getting split up. And then that fucking disappeared as soon as Trump came in. Because Google immediately petitioned the government saying, oh no, we're not that big. You don't have to break us up. And it's very much gone very fucking quiet. In the meantime, Japan has said, hey, no. Need to stop this. I'm wondering if they'll also do it to Apple because Safari comes pre-installed on all fucking iPhones.
Yeah. Hopefully it's...
I don't know how popular Apple is in Japan.
And didn't the lawsuit over in... Was it Greenland? The recent one?
Which lawsuit?
About microtransactions. That went through?
Oh, yeah, that all went through.
Yeah.
We'll see how that all trickles out over time.
I'm interested.
Because there'll be a grace period. It'll be after that grace period ends that we actually start seeing them slap it around. That'll be when the proof will be in the pudding.
Yeah, basically it's like, we give you X amount of months to make the changes. Do not do something stupid. But yeah.
It's that enforcement, though, that's going to be the interesting bit.
Yes. It's going to be very interesting to see how they do that.
Why the fuck is Bethesda remastering Oblivion?
Why the fuck is Bethesda even around at the moment?
Because they're owned by Microsoft, and they still technically own a number of properties and studios.
Fair, they've rigged that dead horse to a capacitor. It's going to keep going for a while.
Yeah, Machine Games is keeping them alive.
Yeah.
Fair.
But why Oblivion? Oblivion isn't any... yes, Oblivion was a good game, don't get me wrong.
It was good for its time.
For what... I was about to say, for when it came out. But, no one I know is ever calling, oh my god, can we get a remaster of Oblivion? Everyone wants Morrowind. They don't want Oblivion.
Particularly since,
or they want him to...
There was a bloke
or if they don't want that
in Skyrim for the last, since Skyrim came out, 13 fucking years. He's about to release it and they announce, oh no, we're doing one.
Pretty much. It would not surprise me, but it's...
And if you didn't want Morrowind, you're probably more excited for ESO 6. So, why Oblivion?
It's nostalgia bait. That's all it is. That's all I can see it being.
Maybe. I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird. But I just keep seeing all these, hype posts about it. It's just why are you hyped about Oblivion?
Yeah. Like, it could be very nice. They may have overhauled a lot of stuff in it, or maybe it's just that region thrown into the future. Or is it just a direct remake?
No, it's a direct remake of Oblivion in Unreal 5. That's it. That's all they're doing.
Yeah.
Sorry. There's some combat upgrades and like some quality of life stuff that they've learned in the intervening time.
Maybe they're doing it as a test for Morrowind, but
they want to just do fucking Morrowind.
Yeah.
The thing a friend suggested to me was actually probably why it's probably easier for them to remake Oblivion because it's not as old as Morrowind. Also, if you did a full remake of Oblivion, all you're doing is main game plus one expansion pack.
Yeah.
If you do the remake of Morrowind, you've got to do all of Morrowind and 3 expansion packs.
You know what would be really good?
3? What's the 3?
I think it was 3.
What's the 2? No, I think there was 2. Icewind Tribunal and the one in the north where you can become a werewolf.
Yeah.
2 expansion packs, but they're quite large. They're not small.
They were very big. But honestly, just make a new one? Is that also an option?
It'll be out sometime in the next 20 years. Maybe.
We might get GDA 6 before it.
God, I still don't think GDA 6 is happening. Like, I'll believe
it's supposed to be coming out. It's supposed to be coming out this year, if I remember.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I don't know why you're so skeptical. It's coming. Like, it's absolutely coming.
Yeah.
Rockstar just can take as long as they fucking want.
That is true.
So they do.
Which is...
Good thing is, you usually end up with an actually optimized game.
Generally, yeah. Like, I don't think I'll be grabbing this one, like, straight off the bat. We might let it cool for a bit and see how it shakes out.
Yeah. The Daredevil Born Again series finished.
Oh yeah, I have to finish up with that one, but I've been enjoying the stuff I have seen of it.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's gonna sound like I'm talking more shit than I really mean, but like, it's kind of really a setup for a second season.
Fair.
The ending to the whole season's not as definitive as I would like, but it's like, it's really setting up a lot of good pieces for like, oh man, like season 2, and they've already confirmed they're doing it. That one's gonna hit hard.
Definitely.
But some of the scenes in that first season are pretty fucking solid.
I'll have to finish that one up, I think, because I really enjoyed the first 3 episodes, but then I got distracted by other things.
Yeah, that's easy. I watched that one week to week as it came out.
Fair.
But, like, there's a lot of shows I watch that way. I mean, The Righteous Gemstones has just continued to be fucking amazing this season.
We've only got 2 more episodes left, and it kind of makes me sad.
Yeah, but it's going to be a hell of an ending.
Oh, it is. It's going to be great. But I'll be starting a new anime soon. It popped up on, I think it was like Instagram Reels, called Moonrise.
Yeah, the Netflix one that's done by the guy who did Attack on Titan.
Yeah. So, that looks interesting. So I'm going to give that a shot, see how that pans out.
Oh, you're watching Lazarus?
No. What is Lazarus?
You should be watching Lazarus. It's the new show from the guy who did Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, I had seen something. I didn't think that was out yet.
Yeah.
That one is going on the list.
Yeah.
It's only just started, so it's only got like 2 episodes out. But yeah, dude, it's his new project. Essentially, a dude creates a super painkiller. Like, it's perfect. You just take it, pain goes away, no side effects. And then he disappears. And then he sends out a message being like, yeah, so 3 years after you ingest this medication, you die. Oh. And that's going to start happening in a month.
Oh. That sounds fun.
He does point out that he has the cure for it, but you have to come find him. So the idea is you're following a ragtag pack of weirdos as they try and find this random doctor.
That sounds really very much like you're gonna die. Chase me.
Pretty much. The titular character is a dude who got picked up for like petty theft, but he has a giant prison sentence because he just keeps breaking out because he thinks it's fun.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really good. At least the couple of episodes I've watched, I've really enjoyed. I don't know how it's going to go across its entire run. But yeah. If you didn't know, that guy's new project, Lazarus.
I know we've got a new season of Go-Go Loser Ranger has just started, and new Doctor Who just dropped, but I haven't watched those yet.
You'll like the first episode of the new Doctor Who season. It's pretty good.
Oh, and
very goofy.
Third season of Fire Force is releasing.
Yes. I haven't watched that yet, but...
I loved the first two seasons, so...
Oh, yeah.
I'm hoping they've done it good.
Same. You might actually end up... You might like the new Gundam.
Is it more Iron-Blooded Orphans?
Gundam, but written by the guys who did Ava?
Okay. Is that... Gundam GQU.
It's pronounced G-Quacks.
G-Quacks!
It's the actual title. It's called G-Quacks.
Alright, I'm downloading that. If it's done by the guy who did Ava, I'm in.
So the concept in that one is it's an alt history on stuff I don't know because I haven't watched all of Gundam.
I don't think anyone's watched all of Gundam.
My housemate has.
Yeah.
But he's a big Gundam nerd. But the basic setup is the oppressive government, and what's happening is there's a black market for mobile suits.
Okay.
So little groups of people basically have mobile suit fights.
I'm already in.
It like the main suit doesn't really I didn't even recognize it as the hero suit when it first showed up on screen. It's got a very much more skeleton vibe. When I found out it was by the guys who did Ava, it's like, this tracks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They also spend a lot more time, at least the first couple episodes, giving you a good sense of scale of the Gundams. Because they put them against, buildings a lot.
Ooh, nice.
So that you actually kind of, they feel like big, towering monstrosities instead of... Two Gundams in space could be 2 inches tall. You wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is it
that would be fucking funny if you spent the first 4 seasons in space and then land on Earth and they're half the size of a car. They're waist high.
So are we talking Megazord size, or is it more smaller kind of Godzilla thing?
Oh no, these things tower over buildings.
Oh, okay, fair. So Megazords.
Yeah. No, they're big, but that's my point. They actually made the Gundams feel big. A lot of the times I find, because they're in a forest setting or a plane or something, or space, it's hard to feel how big and tough, the mecha is. But in this one, they've done the work to put them in settings where they feel big and chunky. And, that's the thing I've always disliked about super robot animes, is, the robots come across very weightless.
Yeah.
This one, they feel very grounded. And again, when I found out that, the guys who did Ava did it, it's oh yeah, now that makes sense. One of the things that you cannot criticize Ava for is that the mechs didn't feel like they were fucking stomping around those cities.
I need to watch Ava again. The new ones...
watch the 4 movies.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Not that they make it any clearer. These movies are weird.
I watched the first 2 of the remake ones, and then I got distracted and kept forgetting that.
That's before everything gets fucking buck wild in the back 2.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to rewatch those, I think.
Speaking of animes you might like to watch, have you looked at Apocalypse Hotel?
That sounds familiar.
It's basically a more slice-of-lifey one about a pack of robots who run a hotel after the apocalypse.
Oh, I have heard about that, yes.
So they keep trying to keep everything, running and ready for when guests show up, but there's no guests coming.
Yeah. That sounds weirdly slice of life, but also sad.
It looks kind of fun. I haven't had a chance to watch the episode yet, but same with I haven't watched the start of My Hero Academia Vigilantes, which looks pretty good.
I tried reading the manga for that, but I couldn't get into it. But I might give the anime a shot.
My housemate thought it was really good because unlike the actual manga, Vigilantes had a set chapter limit.
Yeah.
So it had to actually tell a tight story.
Mm.
So hopefully the actual anime will also play that out as well.
Hopefully. We are going into a new anime season, aren't we?
Oh, we already have. We've already gone into it. Oh, it's just like, I can't remember what I'm actually waiting to watch. I still got a couple that I need to watch the first episodes of. There's a comedy one called Ninja and Assassin Under One Roof. Which is basically about a ninja who got kicked out of their clan, found by an assassin who keeps them around because their ability to turn corpses into leaves is really handy.
Okay, that is pretty good.
That's the one you need to watch. You need to watch a show called To Be Hero X. So basically, there's a dude who he kind of wants to be a hero, but he's just a normal guy. So he has no power, he has no markability. He's just dude. And he gets rejected a bunch of times, and he's standing up on top of the roof, ready to throw himself off the roof. And then the number one hero lands next to him and throws himself off the roof and kills himself. Now, the marketing team for him black bag the whole thing. And then they realize, wait a minute, you look kind of like that guy. We're going to make you him. You're going to be him.
Oh, that sounds fun.
So this dude in this like ultra, have you ever watched, I know you have, Swoosh, I don't think you have, John. Do you remember Tiger and Bunny?
Yeah.
How everything's like real corporate heroes? Same kind of setting. But yeah, this dude's just a fucking dude who just happened to see the number one hero kill himself. And now his marketing team are trying to make him into that guy.
Okay, that sounds fun.
Yeah, no, it's a really good first episode. The impression is solid.
That reminds me. Now that we're actually getting manhwas and other things made into animated stuff, I really want Ratman to get an adaptation, but I don't think it's ever going to happen.
Ratman?
Ratman. It's a world where corporations know how to make superheroes. So the only way to be a superhero is to be assigned with a brand. So there's, a version of the Power Rangers when they use gemstones to transform, so they're aligned with jewelry companies and that kind of stuff. But one kid who wants to be a hero gets tricked into becoming the first supervillain. He gets given a power to transform into Ratman, which is just a evil version of a Power Ranger. Like evil Green Ranger.
Yeah, I get you.
And it's him, like, loving superheroes and everything, wanting to be one, and then finding out how shit they are. At one point, the Gemstone Power Rangers, they start a fire in a hotel because they're having a fight over who has more equity within their partnership. So who can make more money out of things. And instead of helping the people who are there, they run. So he starts kicking the shit out of superheroes and becoming a villain because it's like, how dare you be this shit at being a hero? What the fuck?
That does sound good.
It's very fun. I quite enjoy it. What other stuff?
Yeah, I think that's like the major stuff I'm looking at anime-wise. There's a couple others I'm like I'm gonna have a look at Yaiba Samurai Legend.
I just want more Dragon Ball Super. I'm really wanting the next season of that.
That's not even on deck yet.
I know, but I want it.
You want it all you want. Like I said, it ain't even on deck.
Yeah.
Here's Dan just listening to us talk about anime.
I've got a list. As you're talking about, I've been writing them down.
This is basically the section where we figure out what we're harassing John Doe into watching next.
And one day when I get around to watching it, I'll say, hey, that anime you told me, the one like ages ago, and you'll say, what fucking anime is that?
one day you're going to get home to find like a Clockwork Orange contraption set up in the living room and your partner sitting there. It's like, they paid me money. You have to watch things.
I mean, like, they're good shows, though. Like,
yeah.
Or at least they've got, like, funny start concepts.
I wouldn't mind reviewing more, like, anime, but at the same time, my review is, there was action and yay. Like, I'm not good with that, so...
I mean, like, what's the anime? What can I say about most of the anime? Yeah, I've watched a lot of weird anime lately. And, like, Sakamoto Days is still one of my favorites.
I've been rewatching Reincarnated as a Slime. It's very fun.
Yeah, good show. Elusive Samurai is really fun. I've got some people watching Kaiju number 8 at work. Dan to Dan was fantastic. Sorry?
We've got another thing of Kaiju number 8 coming.
I think so. I'm pretty sure I said something about it getting renewed. If you haven't seen Brave Bang Braven is fantastic. That's a piss take mecha show. Like, you know how, like, when they jump into the mecha, there's usually, like, theme music and stuff and, like, explosions?
Yeah.
And it's not actually, like, it's not diegetic.
Yeah.
In this setting, every time the guy gets into the mech to do the thing and it plays the theme song, the mech's actually playing the song.
It reminds me of the anime that came out, the Red Ranger getting reincarnated into another world.
Yeah.
Where the explosions actually happen behind him and mess with people. I love that.
I still think more people need to watch Zom 100.
Oh, God, that was a good show.
If anyone's listening and they want an anime to watch, and I really require you to trust me, bro, just watch Oshinoko. It's really good. But trust me, bro, don't look it up. Don't ask anyone. Just watch it.
How do you spell that one?
Oshinoko?
Yeah.
OSHI space NO space KO.
Let us see. But yeah, there's been a lot of stuff going out now. Oh, it's that one. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah. Oh, and they announced they're doing a new fucking Ghost of the Shell series.
Oh, yeah. Really?
Awesome.
Yes. That gives me a reason to re-watch Ghost in the Shell.
You need a reason?
Yeah. I need to justify it to myself occasionally. So it's just not constantly on repeat. It's like, alright, I finished that. Now I should watch Stargate. And just constant loop.
Yeah, we're getting a new season of Ghost. I'm super happy about that.
That's gonna be fun.
Give me a second, and I will pull up the information I have about it.
Standalone.
Where the fudge is it?
I always loved like the world and the way they made like the technology look, like the typist whose fingers would split.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh. So
it's coming in 2026, so it's not coming till next year, but it is coming.
That's awesome.
And I'll take that.
Yeah. I need to rewatch Standalone Complex. That was a really good one.
Oh yeah, first and second gig are fantastic.
Yeah.
I'd even put a little in for the follow-up little mini movie they did. That wasn't bad either. But like, I completely credit the original Ghost of the Shell with my fascination for sci-fi and transhumanism in particular.
Definitely.
No other show impacted me quite like that one did.
It was one of those weird little like SBS ones that popped up for me. It's like, here is a thing. Ooh, animated. And like, you know, a bit later, I'm like, okay, that's awesome. And now I'm going to watch more of this.
First, like show that I identifiably called anime as a kid, despite having watched things like Digimon and DBZ and Pokemon.
Yeah. And
knowing vaguely that they were from Japan. But like the first, like, I am very aware this is anime show I remember watching was Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040.
Fair.
I'd seen episodes of Ava, but I hadn't actually watched it. The show I sat down and fucking watched every week was Bubblegum Crisis. That was the first, like, anime. And that pretty quickly led me to Ghost in the Shell, and then just like, oh my god.
The first anime thing I remember watching before, like, really watching any series was the Cowboy Bebop movie. Then that led me into the series. Then that led me to Ghost in the Shell, and it was all over from fucking there. But yeah, Cowboy Bebop movie holds a very special place.
That's fair. Oh, that's why you perked up so hard when I said that guy was working on a new show.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew you liked Cowboy Bebop, which is why I mentioned it, but it was just like, man, Dan was really into that. Oh, okay, it's a Foundation memory. Yeah, okay, there we go.
Definitely. Same with me with, like, Ghost in the Shell. Like, it was Standalone Complex when I was, like, a kid and saw that on SBS. I was like, that's the first thing in my brain went, yeah, no, that's definitely anime.
Standalone Complex didn't come out till we were in uni.
Wait, which one am I thinking of then?
I don't know.
Nope. My brain has just gone dead. I am foolish. I know the first movie anime thing I watched was Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind. Because that's something that got me, like, proper into animation.
Now, having so confidently said that, I need to check what Standalone Complex came out.
No, you're probably correct on this, because, like, there's a core memory of it somewhere, but my brain may have changed the dates. It does that.
It didn't come out while we were in uni. It came out between 2002 and 2005. I just started uni in 2005.
I graduated high school.
So you might have actually watched it on SBS, I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe, like, it would have been towards the end of, like, high school for me, because I graduated in 2006.
We're old.
Good show. Oh, God, yeah. God. The horror. Everything cracks and creaks and
It does. It really fucking does. Oh, fuck. Well, that kind of depressing note, because I kind of feel like it just deflated us in one sentence. Good work, Swoosh. Way to kill the vibe.
I'm really good at that. It's my superpower.
We're out past an hour, so I think we'll wrap that up.
Let's go and be depressed.
So business as usual.
Y'all have a good one.
Bye.
See ya.